welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 278, and yes, I checked. I actually went back to when I would announce what episode it was and counted forward, because I was a little curious myself. I haven't done that for a while. So anyway, welcome to the podcast. If you are a new viewer, and we do have some new ones, thank you so much for joining us. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back each week. And if you haven't already, please click that little red subscribe button down below. And if you click the bell-shaped icon right next to it and then click all, it'll let you know whenever I post a video, which is always on Saturdays and usually on Wednesdays, and sometimes I throw them in other times as well, especially when there's some good sales. And there was a lot of good sales this week. More about that later. We're gonna have lots of yarn unboxings in the future. So let's get started. I have some finished objects. My first finished object is a circular dishcloth. This is yarn that was given to me by Kim. It is not going in the craft fair. It's purple. It's staying with me. So I think it's too pretty for a dishcloth, or yeah, dishcloth. And it has these like little yarn overs. There, you can see it real well. There's like 12 of these little petal things. This was a free pattern. It's an old pattern too, so I don't even know really where I got it from or anything. It didn't have a name on it or anything. So anyway, yeah. I'm thinking this is going to be a face cloth. It's too pretty for a dishcloth, and it's purple. So yes, and I used exactly half of the skein to make this. This was Premier. I've got that someplace. Here it is. It is Premier Home cotton. There, you can see it right there. And it is 96 yards, and I used exactly half of it. So I used 48 yards because I measured it. It was 1.94 ounces, and then when I measured it was exactly half afterwards. So yeah, it was 90.97 ounces when I was done. So yeah, I should have enough to make one more. We're going for it at least. It should work out. So that's my first finished object. Then if you remember last week, I made this little sun hat. Well, I had extra, so I made a second one. Now this one I did not attach any of the little, these thingies, like the tassel thing on the back. I'm thinking that I might like go to the dollar store or something. This is where I need your advice. I'm thinking going to the dollar store or something and looking for a little silk flower and putting right here. Or should I just use it and leave it plain? So I still had a little bit left over after that. So then I made a baby hat. So there's the baby hat version. So those, oh, and I had one other finished object. My husband has a set of headphones that he wears when he's listening to stuff on the computer. And so the little foam covers had like gotten torn and they weren't staying on. So I really quick crocheting up a set, which I'll show you a picture of what they look like. And then he started having, we noticed his face was breaking out, and that's when I realized that I think that yarn had a little wool in it. So then I crocheted him a second set, and this one was made out of comfy cotton blend. So yeah, so it's not breaking his face out anymore. No wool in there. I think it's a cotton nylon blend. So this is what it looks, or it turned out looking like. So those are my finished objects. Now let's get started to my works in progress. My first one is the shawl that I'm working on from Yoka's Yarn. Guys, this thing is going to be absolutely huge. I hit the center this week. Actually, I hit it several times because the very center, which would be color number 24, because if you remember, I cut all of the balls in half, and so we start at number 1 and go all the way to number 24. So each of the balls of yarn I had was 10 grams. So there's 5 grams on one side and there's 5 grams on the other that'll go on the other side. But where it joins in the center, it's going to be the full 10 grams plus the 10 grams of black yarn that I'm putting every other row. So here's what it looks like now. But initially I thought, let's do something fancy and let's put some diamond yarn overs in the middle, going down, like right down the center of the shawl. So I did that with all 20 grams. 10 grams of the colored yarn, 10 grams of the black yarn. Finished it all, looked at it, and really didn't like it. It looked entirely too busy, and my diamonds got skewed off at one point, so they kind of went like that. And so I ripped out all 20 grams, and then I reknit those 20 grams. So I am starting back up the other side. This is the bottom of the shawl, and you can see here is where the exact center is. So I am now doing the decreases. And like I said, this is going to be huge because this is the exact center. This is just one side. It is my entire arm's length, which is about maybe 5 or 6 feet, probably more than that. About 5.5 feet, about 5.5 feet. That's just one side. This is going to be huge, which is nice. I can just wrap it around me and snuggle with it. I will not be blocking it. I don't need it to be any bigger unless I'm going to turn it into a tent. But I do have lots of ends to weave in from all 24 colors on one side and then all 24 colors on the other. So that is this project. I've gotten all the way through color number 24, 23, 22, and I am now working on color number 21. So working my way back down the other side. So that's work in progress number 1. And then I just have one more, and that is the sweater that I am making for my daughter-in-law. And this was a free pattern, and I forget what it's called. I will insert what it's called right across here so you can see it, but it is free. And so let me explain my markers because I've got quite a collection going here. This first one, the blue and white one, is where I was at last week. And this is a little windmill. There you can see it. It has it on both sides. This was from Yoka. It was in with the yarn advent calendar. So once I got up to this level here, they have you start splitting it because you're going to do some waist. The waist nips in a little bit. It's the little shaping that goes on. And they have you decreasing every 10 rows. So rather than have to keep track in my head where I'm decreasing and everything, I put one of these markers at each decrease. So I've done 2 decreases so far, and then this way I can just look where I stopped and count the rows up, and I know what row I'm on. And then this is my round marker, which just tells me when I've gone all the way around. And see if I can get it to focus. It is a donut. Because I can't eat donuts, I will put them on my knitting. So, and this little marker on this side, which is just one of those little green rings, that's just marking the other side of the side seam. So I've gotten quite a ways with it, and it's pretty easy at this point. I'm just going around and around and around and around and doing a 4-stitch decrease every 10th row. So those are my works in progress. What have you been working on this week? Now in the acquisitions, if you saw Wednesday's video, you saw it was a Knit Crate unboxing, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I'm a little disappointed with Knit Crate. I'll be honest, the video went out Wednesday morning, and Wednesday night I got an email from them that said that they were increasing their prices starting in June. The prices would be going up an additional $4. So needless to say, I'm keeping my affiliate box, which is the one they send me each month. Whether they'll continue to do that or not, I don't know. But right now, they're continuing to send me a free box each month for me to review. I'll continue doing that, but I actually canceled my subscription when I found out they were going up an additional amount, because it's just too pricey. I mean, I like their products. Their customer service is pretty good most of the time. But yeah, I don't want to spend that much money every month. It's just too much. So let me show you. That being said, I do have May's Knit Crate coming yet. And there's two. I think I kept both boxes. So I have Knit Crate for May coming in yet. And as a last hurrah from Knit Crate, they ran a really, really big sale. Buy one, get one. And so I bought a whole bunch of stuff to use up what I had while I could do it. So anyway, there will be some yarn unboxings when all of that comes in. So there's two things coming in from Knit Crate. Yeah, let me show you what I got now in the April box. If you want to see the entire unboxing where I show the patterns and everything, you can click on the link right here and that will take you over to it. But here is the yarn that I got. I think it was called Plant Pot or something like that. Clay pot. It's a little bit lighter than terracotta, but it's pretty close. It is a pretty kind of peachy coral color. And this yarn is 100% merino, and we all had the discussion on this one. They're calling it DK. No, this is heavier than DK. I would call it, it's almost like a heavy worsted. It's thicker than some of the worsted yarns that I have. If you want perspective, there it is on my hand. Well, you can see it with my fingers. But it definitely looks thicker than DK to me. To me, it's a worsted or a heavier worsted, maybe an Aran weight. So, yeah. Anyway, there's two skeins of it. Each skein has 236 yards, which is 215 meters. So, yes, that's what I got. And then they sent me a freebie, which was nice. And this is just, it's like a journal. And it looks like wood grain on it. And then has the little elastic band. And the inside is just, open pages with just... So you could use it for whatever. You could take notes for your crochet or your knitting or whatever you want to do with it. So anyway, I thought that was nice. So what is in the upcoming videos? Glad you asked. Like I said, we've got lots of yarn coming up. On Wednesday, there will be a Lion Brand unboxing. Lion Brand ran a sale on Comfy Cotton Blend a while back where you could get 5 skeins for $10. I don't know what I was thinking. I bought 5 skeins of each of the colors that I was interested in instead of mixing and matching a little bit. I just wasn't thinking. I should have gotten 3. So I should have gotten like 3 of each of the different colors. But that wouldn't have added up to 10, would it? But, well, 4 of one. I should have gotten 3, 3, and a 4. Then we would have been good. But anyway, yeah, so stay tuned on Wednesday to see what I got from the Comfy Cotton Blend. Then there is also another Lion Brand video coming in pretty shortly. They ran some really good sales like last week, and it came in really, really fast. Sometimes Lion Brand is slower at getting stuff in. Not this time. I ordered it and I think I had it in less than a week. They ran a super good sale. It was like up to 65% off of stuff. I got some books, like pattern books, for under $1. Yeah, so there's pattern books. There's also a mystery box. I got one of those because Normally they're $19.99. I got it for $14.99, and it was a little different this time. It had something unique in it that it hasn't had before. So yeah, we have that, and then we have the 2 knit crate boxes that whenever they come in that I'll be doing as well. So lots of upcoming yarn videos. So now it's time for... So in the Come and Get It section, I thought I would talk about, I got this magazine this week, Mary Maxim, and I am an affiliate for them, and I have not bought from them before. I mean, they carry a lot of like they carry some of your normal yarns, you know, like your Lion Brand and Red Heart and stuff like that. But I thought I'd show you some of the patterns that I thought were especially pretty. This one, it's called the Crocheted Prism Cardigan. What yarn did they use? I don't see what yarn. Oh, it used Prism yarn. Mary Maxim Prism, not Prison, Prism yarn. But look at that cardigan, isn't it pretty? I like the jewel tones in this. So I saw that pattern, I thought that was pretty. And then I saw, they had lots of Afghans in there, but I saw this really cute little like tunic poncho-y type of thing for a little girl, which I thought was also cute. I'm not showing you the entire magazine, but there was a lot of Afghans for like knitting and for crochet. And then there was this, which is done with Mary Maxim Starlit Rag, which actually I have some yarn that looks very similar to this. But look at that. Yeah. So if you want to check any of these out, do I have any other pictures? No, I think that's, no, there's, yeah, that's all that's the ones I picked out because, you know, there's lots in here. They also have other crafts as well. They have beading stuff, you know, like beading type of things, and, you know, plastic canvas, stuff like that. But you know me and you guys, we're into the knitting and crochet. So anyway, if you want to check it out, it's down in the links down below. If you want to give them a look and see what you see. So that's Mary Maxim. Lion Brand is running a 30% off of your yarn and kits. There's no coupon code needed. It runs through the 23rd of May. So it will be ending on at the end of the 23rd of May. But it's 30% off of yarn and kits. There are some yarns that are excluded, like some of their luxury yarns, those are excluded. Like their Silk City knits, things like that. Again, all of the links are down below in the description box. You just hit the little word that says show and it'll all drop down, and then you can find the links there. Knit Picks is offering 20% off of their books. Jimmy Bean's Wools, which is also a new yarn company to me. I am an affiliate, like I said, for them as well. They actually sell some of the hard to get stuff that's hard to get over here in the States, like hedgehog yarns. You can only find them at certain yarn shops. You don't find them at like every single yarn shop. So they carry hedgehog yarn, they carry Madeline Tosh, and La Bien-Aimée, which is also, it's a French yarn, which is not real easy to find here in the US. So that is Jimmy Bean's Wools. Leisure Arts is offering a deal right now. If you order a item that is shippable, you know, in other words, not one of these downloads or something, but if you order something that has to be shipped to you, they will send a free instruction or pattern book or something, some kind of a book along with it for free. And then there's Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has Premier Yarns. They have just chenille. You have to buy 12 skeins of all of these. Just chenille, they're $1.25 a piece. So you buy, I mean, it's going to be all the same color. And when I looked, I saw gray, white, and black in their chenille yarns. And then they also had Premier Just Worsted and Premier Just Tweed. With all of those, you do have to buy the entire case. So they're $1.25 per skein, but you have to buy 12 of them. So that's still a pretty good deal. So anyway, that is the Dollar Tree. So those are the sales that I am aware of at this time. If I run across any more, because Lion Brand's been throwing them out there like crazy lately, I will let you know. So that is it for this week. I will see you again on Wednesday, and thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.